Hi, everyone. I'm here to tell you about the Network Capital CEO Fellowship that kickstarts on July 10. We are bringing together an incredible cohort of fellows who wish to learn with and from each other. And the essential premise of the fellowship is that all of us are CEOs of our own careers, whether we think of leading organizations, doing something unique, or building our category of one. We need to learn and think like CEOs. We'll draw upon a wide range of leaders from the business world, from the nonprofit space, from military, from literature, and come up with principles that each of us can apply to build our category of one. The essence of thinking like a CEO is that you can't follow somebody else's path and achieve the level of inspiration and meaning that you're looking for in your career. So think of the Network Capital Fellowship as a career advancement or an executive leadership fellowship where you will graduate after learning from some of the best faculty in the world, learning with some of the most interesting peers in the world. And this experiential fellowship is designed to give you the tools and techniques to navigate your own career and eventually help you get to the path that you most look forward to. There are some critical components that I have seen every single CEO in the world and every single person who's built something interesting in the world do. And these core principles include critical thinking, the ability to sift through wide amount of information, data, and make sensible choices about work, about life, and just the way information is hurled at us. So critical thinking is something that needs to be nurtured. We include critical thinking as part of our summer school, as part of our schools that are coming up, as well as part of some of our most important fellowships. Because if we don't learn to think critically and analyze information, it'll be very difficult to hone our judgment. And when we speak of judgment, we need to think of components like mental models, learning from wide range of disciplines. I always say that if you're a quant, you need to learn to think like a poet, and if you're a poet, you need to learn to think like a quant, because magic happens at intersections, and it is at these intersections we learn specific knowledge, and specific knowledge is something that cannot be taught but can be learned. That's how investor Naval Ravikant often explains it. And specific knowledge all comes down to the ability to think critically and enable others to get more clarity about their choices as well. The other component is writing purposefully. And when you think of CEOs, I've helped out and worked with a wide range of CEOs. Most recently at Microsoft, where I got a chance to observe some of the most senior leaders. President Jean-Philippe Courtois, CEO Satya Nadella, the area vice presidents of different countries, and I was constantly blown away by how well they were able to write and communicate ideas. They, of course, have teams and organizations helping them come up with the final piece, but the ideation and the first few drafts often come from the leaders themselves. Warren Buffett, another example of somebody who writes regularly and writes very well. Jeff Bezos from Amazon. I really love the 23 years of his leadership lessons that were published recently in the form of a book. These are essentially shareholder letters, but they carry important business wisdom and life wisdom, other kinds of interesting information as well. So all CEOs have this ability to write in a way that inspires action. And whether we want to be CEOs of a company or of our own lives, of our careers, we need to learn to write like them. You don't need to mimic their style, but there are definitely ways in which you can increase your ability to communicate ideas through the written word. Public speaking is another important skill that we focus on in the CEO fellowship. And like writing, you'll struggle to find a CEO who's not able to effectively communicate ideas. They may or may not be the world's most prolific or stylish speakers, but if you can't motivate your team, if you can't motivate your customers, if you can't motivate your partners, it'll be very difficult for you to stay on as a CEO. We focus on these three things in many of our fellowships, but the way we've designed these three components in the CEO fellowship, you will notice that by the time you graduate, you'll see a tangible difference in the way you used to take decisions and the way you do take decisions after the fellowship. The CEO fellowship will entail a lot of live, immersive experiments, assignments that you can all partake of, and you will all graduate if you fulfill the criteria of the fellowship with a certificate that you can perhaps put on your LinkedIn profiles, should you feel like, put on your CVs. Many of our past fellows have gotten recommendations for business school graduate programs for their future jobs by participating in the CEO fellowship. We are committed to making sure that you have the networks, the certifications, the knowledge, the insights, the cohort based effects that happen for you to be able to make meaningful progress on your mission to become the CEO of your own career. We're very excited to bring this program to you, and we hope to see you there. Have a wonderful evening. Take good care of yourself, and see you at the CEO Fellowship. Have a wonderful one. Bye.